Good morning. It's the 4th of July for us Americans, but I got these shade plants. I really want them to live. It's the hottest time of the year. This is not the time to be planting these. I ordered them about 2 months ago, and they just now shipped them. Not thrilled, but I'm gonna give it a shot. But anyway, this is supposed to be this really pretty columbine that's got like really violet purple flowers and these variegated leaves, so we'll see. This is a variegated hydrangea. I've had one of these twice before. They're very hard to find for me, and they've all died, so we're gonna give that a shot. I've been watering. I gotta come out and water again because it's just that time of year where like you water in the morning and everything is toast by the end of the day. So this is a lot of the garlic that lives in the front yard. I have dug it up. I want to do like a thing where I plant these bulbs and see what the garlic cloves look like when they come out. And then this is the garlic cloves. It's a good example of what I got out of the ground. So the cloves are not big, but I mean, it's not so small you can't use it. Do you know what I mean? So if you need garlic, this is literally just growing in my front yard in the landscape. So that's a pretty typical size. So like, you know, is it the best garlic harvest you've ever seen? No, but is it edible and it's big enough where it's not that big of a pain in the butt? Yes. Let's all prepare for the freaking train that's about to come through. I have actually gotten several cucumbers off this little dwarf vine that I put in this little pot, these two little hanging baskets. This is, I don't know if I've ever showed you guys, but this is the, oh, sorry, Mr. Bird. I didn't think he was in there. This bird has made a nest, and I always get one in the top of my green stalk. Usually one or the other of the green stalks over here. I'm so sorry, Mr. Bird, little brown bird, but you can see I'm still getting plenty of tomatoes off of the green stalk tomatoes. I have gotten several cucumbers. We have like another one coming in right there. Trying to water these. This guy looks really dry, but I did just water him. Oh my gosh, let's just let this pass. Oh my word. So it's definitely time to pinch off the basil. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just throwing the tips. I could use the tips, I just don't need them today. But it's time to pinch the basil tips, because if I don't pinch the basil tips, gonna start putting out flowers, and I don't want flowers yet. So basil is probably one of the easiest things to grow from seed, and if you let it, it will happily self-seed everywhere for you. So okay, there's not much going on here that's new and different and cool. Everything is just so dry, so I'm trying desperately to keep even the thyme. And thyme is really drought tolerant. I have watered this every morning, and it's dry as a bone still by the end of the day. So it's just that time of year where everything's really, really dry. So you can see I've dug up some of the garlic that was growing here, and you'll notice a lot of the garlic's dug up because I try to dig most of it up. I didn't dig all of it up. I still leave some because I like it. But the next thing to do is I'm going to try and edge and get all the weeds. Like this is false mulberry weed. It makes super tiny seeds, and it spreads so bad. So you have to be really careful when you're pulling it up to not tip these weed seeds into the bed, but like pull it to the outside. And that only works because I've been doing it for years, trying to accomplish it that way. So, because I used to have it all up in here for several years, and I've tried to cut it to keep it from happening and getting back in the bed. Okay, so blackberry still looks good. Fig looks good, but not any figs on this tree this year. A little disappointed in that. I'm happy that one of the transplants I put over here, my mom's mom, is looking great. There is a path here, but the strawberries have absolutely 100% overgrown it. There's some gladiolus. These are pretty like yellow ones. You can see it's trying to make seeds. I'm gonna snap that. I don't want seeds. I like what I have, but I don't want any extra. So the birds have had at this blueberry and eaten most of the blueberries off, and that's fine. I have better blueberry plants. I like this one because it's really similar to like the native blueberries that I grow, but native blue, like Florida native blueberries have much smaller leaves than this, even that, which is saying something, right? Because the leaves aren't that big. So I have a new lily coming in. I assume this one's gonna be white. These are some of the garlic I have left. Over here, I'm gonna cut these off, so hopefully it'll put up another flower spike on this salvia. But this is a black-eyed Susan I planted a couple years ago. I'm surprised it came back. That's like this really struggling lone white echinacea. There's just a lot of shade and competition here, right, from the strawberries. But I don't really want to dig out the strawberries, because if I dig those out, I have weeds. This strawberry is thick. It's about 1 foot tall, but where it's at right now, and it's not in a blazing heat of the sun, it actually stays pretty lush most of the summer. And I don't want to get rid of that, because it helps keep everything else fairly moist, like you know, relatively, right? Still not great, but relatively. Here's a dying yellow gladiolus. I have not cut down any of these echinaceas. I'm going to take this video and then I'm going to try and do some of that today since I'm off, and get some stuff done as far as weeding. Looks like the rock rose is going to put on some flowers for us today. Maybe that one's rolling itself up. This is a blue salvia, these kind of light colored plants, and I really like, it's a really deep blue salvia color and I love it. Again, here's some more garlic. I didn't do all of it. I just, hey, a strawberry. It doesn't have any bites on it. That's amazing. Hold on while I eat this. That's so good. See this? These little flowers and seeds. Oh, this is such a turd of a seed, weed, whatever. All right. So like I just got seeds in my hand when I was throwing that out. So the pumpkin is running. I'm trying to direct it over here. This black-eyed Susan is looking nice. I did run a tape here this year because I wanted to make sure that it like didn't die. So the pumpkin's running that way. There's another one. This is a tip coming this way. I'm gonna redirect it back into the bed after I pull out all the freaking Johnson grass. This dahlia, because it has the support of this gummy berry, right? It has grown and grown and grown. That's taller than I am. It's a red and yellow dahlia. It's really pretty. I just haven't had the chance to really stay on it this year. It's kind of doing its own thing. So I have taken the cover off of this blueberry. There are plenty of berries that I still could harvest, but I'm gonna probably leave most of that stuff to the birds, so they'll eat a good little harvest out of here. Skullcap is leaning over probably to get some sun. It is a little shady right here. Oh my gosh. So this is, again, I showed you guys last time, this is greenbrier. Let's see if I can get a picture of these thorns for you guys. Can you see that? Little thorns on the back of the leaves, and then the actual stem also has these spines, right? And the root has spines. So everything about that plant is designed to be like, do not mess with me. So I gotta get some gloves and get rid of it. Or dig it up. You can dig it up with a shovel. Not much different here. The cardinal flower is still flowering. The penstemon has got some seed heads that I'm like hoping will just drop seeds and be happy and pretty. Clasping coneflower has done its thing and it's dying back. The wine cup looks really sad this time of year, but I mean, there's still some flowers on it, but it just doesn't look that great. So here's hoping it just kind of hangs in through the heat of summer. As you can see, I have run a tape like right by the root base, so I'm assuming it's going to be fine because it's a native. We'll see. Sorry guys, I just keep seeing these weird little Johnson grass. This is a fall aster. It put on a couple of flowers, but this actually will hang in tight through the heat of summer and start flowering probably in September. And that's why I bought them, because I didn't really have a lot of stuff that flowers in September for the bees and stuff. So that's why I have these. Blanket flowers actually showing out. Nice pretty flowers today. Look at this stuff. Oh, spurge, in case you don't know what that is. That's spurge. And this is oxalis, which is edible, but I don't want 15 tons of it. Okay, so the helichrysum finally put on a flower, and this is why I've been so excited to see it. This is one of my favorite flowers. It's beautiful. There's like 3 more here. So this tiny little pumpkin is starting to run, so I'll just redirect it. Now I did see when I looked earlier this week, I definitely saw some vine borer damage on my pumpkins, but they are a Machado, so they should be rooting where they touch so that they can survive, right? Why can't I think of the name? The vine moth borer. I don't know why I can't think of the name. I gotta cut. So that's what I'm doing after these videos today. I'm cutting all this stuff down. The zinnias that I've let flower are all pretty much this just standard Barbie pink color. I'm okay with that though. I mean, like, they're pretty. See, there's so many like new tips. I'm gonna wrap that one around this way. These native daisies are just gorgeous. I'm leaving those. But so that's where these vines originate from, and you can actually see probably squash vine borer damage right there, right? But vines aren't dead because I'm assuming somewhere else along this line where it has hit the ground, it's put a root down so that it doesn't die. This is an Everglades tomato. I grew this a couple years ago, and it's self-seeded here, so there's that. And this is an orange zinnia. That's kind of cool. It's one of my favorite echinaceas. I've got a tape by it. It's just this year is a little stressful. It's always stressful in the summertime. I mean, really, like every year is stressful in the summertime. This is, again, another one of these. Let me see where it's coming out. Another one of these passion fruit vines. They're native. It's a great little vine for Gulf fritillaries and just to look at, but you're definitely going to be pulling it out everywhere. So no flower on my mullein yet. I'm hoping for it, but no flower yet. And you'll see, this is how I keep stuff, weeded, because I weed as I go. I want to see what what color the zinnia is, but the liatris is about to really show out. You can see that kind of faint purple on the leaves. And the Dara, which is like a carrot flower. How pretty is that? How pretty is that? So, like you can see, I don't know if I showed you, like along this one, see how it like went sideways, and then all these little flowers are shooting up from the side. So that's going to be a massive showing of liatris flowers when it finally flowers. This thinner one has already flowered, and it'll continue going all the way down the stem, and it's really beautiful. So, okay, this is the same type of sage that's over there, that I showed you over there. That kind of chartreuse like leaf color, really pretty blue. So probably my favorite salvia. I don't know what the name is, but it's probably my favorite. Okay, so there are still some columbines hiding, seedlings hiding in this. Could be an echinacea, could be a gloriosa daisy, don't know. This lantana is not really spreading and doing much here, so I don't know. There is a native Florida blueberry here that's doing great because they're going to tape by it. These irises are looking okay. They're going to die back, but not a lot going on. I kind of want to plant my new columbine right here and see if it thrives, but I'm terrified to put it here and then it's going to die, and it would be really sad panda because it's expensive and it's hard to find. So we'll see. Again, I've showed you this before, but I really like. That's all green onions. All of these Egyptian walking daisies make a beautiful green onion. Oh, look, my gladiola's flowered, and it's pinky purple with a white throat. That's really pretty. And I'm happy that this sweet potato vine's finally like growing somewhere. You can probably even see that pumpkin. One of those pumpkin vines is up here. I'll pull it down and hit it on the ground because I really do. I need these pumpkin vines to hit the ground. They have to, or they won't survive the moth. So yeah, this one's climbing into the tree. So once we get done with the video, I'll redirect everything back down to the ground. The yarrows I planted out here are still kind of thriving, and none of them have flowered, so I'm not sure what color any of them are. And they may not flower this year. I don't know. Usually they flower the first year, but everything's possible. Got some pink flowers on the Turk's cap. Now, I love Turk's Cap. It's a hardy native. The hummingbirds love it. The bumblebees love it. Everybody loves it. What I don't love that I've been noticing is it is perennial and it is putting up babies. All the babies, all those flowers make seeds. And that's a pretty long root. These little babies, if you don't pull them, I mean, you're in for a world of hurt. See, that's a pumpkin that died. That whole vine is dead because of squash vine burr. Let me show you. Right there, you see where all that frass is coming out? So yeah, that's why I planted so many, and that's why I want them touching the ground, so that when it hits the root, it's, you know, the base, it's rooted somewhere else, and it will still get some nutrients. There is this, I'm sorry, dragonfly. There's that beautiful red glad right here. This pumpkin does have, I've seen some squash vine borer damage, but again, anywhere it hits the ground, it's got roots. So it should be, you know, hopefully that's how they survive. Because there's no way to grow, unless you grow it under, like at my squash house that's covered in netting, unless you grow your squash like that, there's no way you're gonna get anything in our area. Pawpaw hadn't grown taller than what it put on in the spring, but the fact they put any kind of growth on in the spring just makes me happy. This rose has started just showing out, and I'm so happy. And these look beautiful. These are the darkest ones I've grown of the like lemon balm, horse balm stuff. That is one Turk's Cap, and that's one Turk's Cap. They're big plants. I would say 3.5 feet tall by about 6 feet in circumference. It's a lot. I mean, I don't think that's gonna make it because it hasn't really traveled out and rooted down anywhere, but you know, you never know. This pumpkin though, the pumpkin that's way over there, look, that's pumpkin vine. Pumpkin vine, it's running all the way here. So yeah, that one, I think that's a landrace pumpkin I got from David the Goods. His kids have like a little Etsy shop where they put their seeds on it, and so I think that's a landrace Machado pumpkin that I got from them, and I'm really excited to see what kind of pumpkins we get, because it's gonna be different. This is turmeric, and it will put on pretty flowers, but again, that's about a 4 foot tall plant by about 4 feet wide. That's not one plant, that's like a stand of it, right? But I dig up turmeric whenever I need it every year. Look at these, look at them, look at that. See, and you can see some dead ones. So there's definitely, I gotta redirect these ones off the fence. There's definitely pest pressure, but I'm gonna have some pumpkins. I feel pretty confident I'm gonna have some pumpkins. So it's actually getting kind of hard for me to walk over here without, look, we're gonna push this down to the ground. All right, and then you can start running from there. But I have to be really careful where I step because I don't want to step on any pumpkin vines. Look, I caught one. I'm sorry, little man. All right, so this is the back side. I have been redirecting like these side shoots that are coming off this landrace one from, they keep coming out in the yard. I've been pushing back here so my neighbors don't have like a pumpkin for their front yard. But I thought I planted sugarcane right here, and maybe I did, and it's a real low spot right here that gets kind of flooded and swampy. But 1, 2, and 3 right there of sugarcane is coming up right here. So I'm so excited because that means this sugarcane got through the winter and finally came up and is going to grow this summer, and I'm going to leave it and see if it'll come back next year. I mean, I'll cut the canes, right, because canes, but we'll leave it like in the ground and see if it comes back. So I'm really excited about that, guys. Like, you don't even know. Okay, that's about it for the front yard. I could take you through the towers and stuff, but everything in pots is looking rough. So it's just that time of year where you gotta water everything all the time. All right, bye.